Okay, here we go. So now we're going to talk about going from moles to particles and also particles to moles. Okay, so here's our first problem. And remember that particles, I'm going to put this here too so we remember, particles can be three things. They can be atoms, molecules, and ions. Okay, in this case, it's an atom. Okay, so the question is how many moles are in 3.01 times 10 to the 24th atoms of Sn, or 10? Okay, so same thing, we're going to do our T-chart or our dimensional analysis. Okay, same thing as before. What goes here is what we know, which is 3.01 times 10 to the 24th atoms of 10, Sn. So I'm going to put all of that. So 3.01 times 10 to the 24th, and this is atoms of Sn, 10. Okay. Now, same thing as before, so we're going to put the same units that we started with down here. So I'm going to have atoms, Sn. Okay, up here, the units are what we're trying to find, which are moles of Sn. So I'll put those there. So moles, Sn. Okay, this is the hardest part. So now we've done that. So now we need to figure out, okay, how many atoms are in 1 mole. And we know the conversion, right? From a mole to particles, we have this huge number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. So I'll put those there. So 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And then up here, of course, is 1 mole. Okay, so we solve this. I'll scoot this over a little bit. So now this equals, so when we put this in our calculator, remember, okay, we're going to have the first one, which is 3.01. We're going to put this E here. So you see this E right here. So if it is right above there, right, we'll do second E, but mine is up here. So E to the 24th divided by 6.02, also that E button to the 23rd. Okay, so when we get that, then we find that we have 5 moles. And this is of Sn. Okay, so not too hard, right? So now let's go the other way. Okay, so let's do a new problem. So let me erase this. Okay, so now we have a new problem. So how many atoms are in 5.00 moles of Sn? Okay, same thing as before, and I'm sure you kind of figured out what's going to happen here. So we're going to start with what we know, which is 5 moles of 10, Sn. Okay, now down here it's the same units that we started with, which is a mole. And up here, this is the units of what we're trying to find, which is atoms of Sn. Okay, so now we figure out what number goes where. So here, remember 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, that's with the particles. So that number has to go up here. Okay, and that's how many particles that we have in 1 mole. So that goes down there. Now we're ready to solve. We could put this in our calculator, but we could just look at this and say that we're going to multiply 5 times 6.02, right? And then it's going to be to the 23rd. Okay, so this one is just going to be 3.01 times 10 to the 24th, actually, atoms of Sn. I knew it was the fourth, right, because when I multiply that's 30, so I moved that decimal over. But as you can see, right, we got the same answer going forwards and backwards.